So what happened? Did they take the offer? Are you selling?
No.
What? That doesn't make any sense. I thought they wanted their money.
They still do want their money. They just have other plans for the gym. Long-term plans.
How do you mean? Oi, if they're going to be here long term, I need to know.
They want to use the gym to launder money.
And you're going to let them?
I never said that. But until we can find out another way to get out of this, I need to go along with it. Hey. This stays between you and me, all right? Now, I need your help to keep Chloe and Felicity out of this. Keep them safe. Yeah, whatever you need.
Good. You're here. So? What's with the disappearing act and the radio silence all day?
It's my fault.
How exactly?
Well, Uncle Tani, he sent me a text and I didn't see it.
It was just a mix-up.
Yeah. So sorry that we freaked you out.
It's pretty hard not to see a text.
Yeah, except when you're missing your girlfriend as much as I am.
Yeah, see, it's just all over the place at the moment, eh?
I really think you should get a handle on this Bella stuff. It's unhealthy.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, I'll keep her close, all right? You keep an eye on Chloe.
Hello and welcome. This is Coastal News, a home and away podcast where we unpack the latest week's episodes and discuss the residents, their lives, and all the drama from our favourite fictional town, Summer Bay. Right, in the week that Bob announces that Summer Bay is yet another derogative word. Last week, backwater. What was it this week? I don't know. Not happy. In the week, what am I saying now? I'm going mad. I've not even said hello, have I?
You lost me. Are you on the wine?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Coastal News, a home and away podcast. We are your hosts, Si and Sophie. How are you doing, Sophie? Are you okay?
Hello, I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah.
Lost you.
Yeah, a bit of a mad. I was trying to say that Bob of lyric fame just keeps calling Summer Bay really neggy words.
Yeah,
This hick town, this backwater. Yeah. Not happy.
Rude.
Not happy. Another week, another down dog word on Summer Bay there.
He needs to be careful. He needs to be careful with a name like Bob, rhyming with knob and snob.
He does. Especially if you read out our WhatsApp chat. Not happy, are we?
No. Nobby, snobby Bobby.
How's your week been? Good?
Long, yeah, that's the word. It feels like it's been 2 weeks really since I last spoken to you, but it's really not. So yeah, it's good. The time is going fast, but it's been a long week. What about you?
Same, lots going on, very busy, but you know, the usual work. I'm off to London this week. This weekend for a bank holiday weekend. Do you have any bank holiday plans? Extra day on?
I haven't even thought about it, I'll be honest. Isn't that terrible? But I just haven't even given it a second thought.
Well, that means you're going to have a fab TV bank holiday.
Yeah, I haven't got any plans.
So... Sometimes you just need them, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. If the weather's all right, that'll be nice. But, you know, it'll be good.
Go where the wind takes you.
Yeah, I think so. No plans. I quite like having no plans. Sometimes I plan to have no plans, you know, because I like just having nothing to do.
That's it.
It's my favourite thing is doing nothing. It's great.
Don't you mean your second favourite thing to do?
Oh, obviously my first favourite thing is watching Home and Away. Obviously, that's a given.
Third. podcasting about it.
Well, anything Home and Away is number one, clearly. Obviously. It's an obvious.
Well, speaking of which then, shall we do it? Do you want your headlines?
Yeah. Oh, I do, yes.
Okay. Tane is in a spot of bother this week after having a little chat with the bikies. Will he need to sell the gym? So, Xander struggles with the pressure of a first responder job, prompting Rose to be concerned and for Xander to reveal himself.
Fun. Love it.
The locals see through Alf's bad mood and quickly learn that Martha wants nothing to do with the Bay.
Oh.
And Lyric step up to the negotiating table. So Tex dumps Tane back in the Bay, top of the week,
Yeah.
and I was thinking, he's dropped him back off in town. They've obviously scared him a bit at the garage, wherever that was. They've dumped him back in town and told him they want 200k off him. Speak to you soon. And I'm thinking, why has Tex sort of unveiled himself so quick? If he was going to put him back in town, where he could just go, Tex is a wrong him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Was it just me?
No, I thought the same thing. I thought, I don't know, would it not have been better if he didn't see Tex hanging out with those bikie guys? Because he didn't need to be there, did he? He could have just been hiding out the way and still spying on them and still giving them information.
Yeah, exactly, getting closer to whatever, know, because we've got these two Texes now, haven't we? Tex and Tex, as we're calling it, and he was out and about in the Bay, dressed up, in his bad Tex clothes. I was thinking, Rose is just going to see him. I just thought it was a bit odd that he sort of showed all his cards to
really
Tane.
Odd. Yeah, it's really odd considering the dynamic. Like you say, he's going out with Rose. Rose is working with Cash. Cash is Flick's sister, and Flick is Tane's girlfriend. Like the link between them isn't very long, is it? To piece it all back to him, and so it only takes Tane to tell Flick, who then tells Cash, who then tells Rose.
Yeah, and then suddenly everyone knows who he is.
Yeah.
It was strange. I'm glad it wasn't just me. I was thinking a bit like.
No, he didn't need to be there. In fact, I think it would have been more intimidating. So I can't remember the name of the other guy. The one with the beard that was actually doing all the talking when they had Tane in the garage. If he'd said, "Oh, I know your girlfriend works in Salt, and I know Chloe works in the gym, and I don't know, Nico is a lifeguard or whatever." If he said he knew all this information, but Tane didn't know where he got it from, wouldn't that be more scary?
Yeah, because he'd be thinking, "How do you know all this stuff?"
Yeah. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't. I'm glad you don't. Because I was thinking, am I stupid?
No. Yeah.
But then obviously it does still send Tane into a bit of a spin, and he's looking out through the blinds, he's locking the door. He was doing that last time, wasn't he, when he knew someone was there, and he's told Felicity and Nick that there's been some break-ins and that's the reason for his behaviour. They quickly work out that there's no such thing, so they start panicking about him and what's going on, and they're sort of running around, aren't they, checking up on that. And Cash, how have you got on with the break-ins? Well, there wasn't any break-ins.
Yeah, what break-ins?
What's going on here? Tane's lying to us, blah 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 blah. So
and he's twitching the blinds more than John Palmer, isn't he? He's in the window at the 5 minutes. I was thinking, I bet Tane's looking out and John's looking out, and they're looking at each other.
Oh yeah. Quickly moving.
Yeah, when you get someone's eye and you're like, oh no, I wasn't watching you. Is that just me?
No. Pretend you're on the phone. But it ends up being Nick that sort of goes back to the house and he pushes him to speak, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Tell me everything. Well, he's at the gym first and he does it, doesn't he? Sits down, tells me everything, but there's a conversation back at the house as well, and he fills Nick in on everything. And I thought that was quite nice, because when Ari was about, Nick would have been protected.
Yes.
He'd have been bundled in with the protected, not the protector. Now, Tane's sort of has got that relationship with Nick now. He's sort of stepped into that role in the family, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's had to, hasn't he? Because I was thinking at the beginning of the week, this Tane's trying to do it all on his own. And he can't. He needs somebody else involved. I'm not sure whether I would have involved Nick. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He's
not the best. He's not the first person I'd have gone to. I'll be honest.
No, same. I thought I was going to mess this up.
Yeah.
I think I was saying today as well, because then Nick starts all the protective behaviour stuff when he learns a bit, sniffing around Chloe. Well, where are you going to be, Chloe? And I'm thinking, because there's nothing this lad won't do.
Yeah.
He's a model. He's a lifeguard. He's a bodyguard.
He's so brave.
And then Tane bumps into Tex and agrees to meet him, and they and Tex explains to him, do you know what, we've had a change of mind, and we're not going to make you drum up the money and sell the gym, because that's Tane's first. I'm going to have to sell the gym to raise the cash to get them off our backs.
Yeah.
He actually says, we'll keep the gym as it is, but we'll use it to launder money through.
Yeah. That's never going to end well, is it?
No, we didn't see him actually agree to it, but he sort of said to Nick, didn't he? Well, I'll have to do it now until I think of something better.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit like, where are we going to go from here? Is he going to start doing it and then get involved in all this stuff? Is he going to sort of side in with the cops to try and trap them? Like, what I was thinking now, if I was Tane, like, what would be my next move? Because I'm not sure what he's going to do here now.
No, I don't. Because if he sells the gym, then that's it over with, isn't it? He's paid off the debt, you hope, with the sale of the gym. If he goes in with this plan for the money laundering, that might never end.
Well, this is it. They're going to have a hold on him, aren't they? They'll control everything.
Yeah.
And how are they going to keep Chloe protected, who's working the books?
They're not.
How are they going to get her off them? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's gonna very quickly unravel, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Which now I understand why they've made such a big deal of Chloe actually working in the gym as well and giving up the diner job. That whole storyline was not making a lot of sense to me. I was like, why are we so interested in this? It's not exactly like, the most exciting storyline. Chloe gets a job in, working on the accounts. But this is obviously why, because if they do start doing this through the gym, is he going to have to get one of the bikies to do the books, or I don't know, Tane's got to do them himself, because I don't think he could trust Chloe.
Yeah,
I mean, as soon as she found out about the money that bought the gym, she was going around the town asking everyone about that, and she didn't even know that was dodgy at that point, did she? So
this is it. So how are they going to get her off the books without any suspicion? They're not.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're not. And there's been a point made as well about protecting her and Felicity. Yeah. Right. Yes. Yeah. And then there was that scene later on, and we'll come on to Lyric later, but where Flick is walking down the road and the van wolf whistles it, and you don't think it's it's the bikies again, don't you?
Yeah,
well, I did.
Yeah, I thought it. I was like, oh, they're gonna kidnap her, because it was just after a scene where Nick's keeping an eye on Chloe, so we know that Chloe's safe, and then you saw Flick walking down the road, and before the van came along, I thought, uh-oh, she's on her own. No one's looking after her. No one's watching out for her. And then we heard the wolf whistle, and I was like, oh, but then obviously it wasn't the bikies.
Yeah,
but
I loved it, though, because they were toying with us.
Yeah,
as an audience. I thought, oh, you sneaky sausages.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing, didn't they?
Yeah. I thought, oh, you clever clogs.
Yeah.
So fell right for it. I thought, and because she's none the wiser, so she's not that jumpy about it.
No.
But we are.
We are. Yeah.
So, I'm just, Tane's next move, whatever he does, something's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's got to.
Bit nerve wracking, and at first as well, I was thinking, is Nick genuinely protecting Chloe, or is he just, sniffing around for information? You know what I mean? Like, how much does she know? I couldn't quite work it out for about 5 minutes. But Yeah, it makes sense now because when they announced, when they said, "Oh, we want to do them put money through the gym," I thought, okay, well, that's why Chloe's going to be a problem. She's going to be in the way, isn't she? So
Definitely. Yeah.
It's going to cause them a headache.
Can they not think of another way of raising money? We've had poker nights, we've had viral videos, we've had modeling contracts. There must be another way of being. Summer Bay seems to be the place where you can make money pretty easily, doesn't it?
Get a Theo onto it.
Yeah. Go viral. Get a modeling contract. Go back to modeling, Nick. Because when Nick said, I think someone actually tweeted us this, and I was thinking it as well. When Nick said, "Is there anything I could do to help?" I was thinking, yeah, you can get a modeling job where you got paid thousands of pounds. Like, what happened?
You fool.
What happened to his superstardom? Because he used to be it wasn't just the modeling, was it? He was like a big social media personality or whatever overnight as well.
Yeah, which made another comment last week a little bit more laughable when he said he didn't like to be centre of attention.
Exactly, I know. Yes, he's
Whatever.
got a short memory, hasn't he?
Yeah.
We haven't. We remember.
No. Yeah. Unfortunately for you, now we don't.
Yeah.
Did you know that you can play Coastal News, a home and away podcast, right from your Amazon Alexa? Just say, "Alexa, play Coastal News now." And of course, you can still catch your latest episodes on all other podcast apps, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, Castbox, Audible, Player FM, and much more. Just search Coastal News, a home and away podcast right now, wherever you get your podcasts from.
Oh, I like that there was a few mentions of Jasmine this week as well. Xander was asking after her at the diner, Irene.
Yeah.
She, and she says, "Oh, I miss her," and she's back soon. Mother's doing a bit better. Robbo's ma there. Cash was moping around too, and there was this weird. He'd been on the phone just saying he loves her, misses her, and stuff. And there's this weird moment where he ends up at dinner with John. John just seems to ask anyone who will go.
I know. I was thinking that. Is this another break? Because he was like, he's been out for dinner with Justin. He's been out for dinner with Theo. He's been out for dinner with Nick. Is now Cash his pet project?
I know. Everyone who seems to be, down and out and on their own in the Bay now seem to stumble upon John, don't
John
they?
And his wallet, apparently.
Who is this John, and what have they done with the old one?
I know.
He's even putting into Nick's contract mental health days.
Oh, I know. Very generous, isn't he? I mean, I think you should get them anyway, but...
Very modern, John. Very modern.
He just seemed like a good boss, though, actually. I was thinking that when I saw those scenes, and he's, you're a great employee, and, it's a really stressful job. I was thinking, I wish my boss was like that.
I know.
Lovely, John.
It was good, and I thought the same as you. I thought, oh, that could be another cute sort of bromance spark up until the next scene when Cash's eyes are glazed over, and John's whinging about the number of bicycle lanes in the Bay.
John's got an agenda, hasn't he, all the time?
If he's on council, I remember back in the day when we had loads of them storylines, didn't we, with John and the council? And that could be something that keeps him busy and involved in the community.
Wasn't Josh West a councillor for a while?
He was, yeah.
Oh,
did he run for mayor?
I think he did, Mayor West. Yeah, I think he did.
I think they make for good storylines because they involve community, and I quite like that. So I think I think we should hear more about John and his council work personally.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, and then suddenly, next thing, there's an accident on the road that just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it did.
Like, oh, okay. I thought I only looked down to pick up a Tunnocks.
Oh, love a Tunnocks.
I thought, what's happened here then? Looks like it's out of town somewhere, and we join it after the event, and Xander's on scene again, isn't he? Desperately trying to save the patient, and despite his best efforts, the patient has died. It's all the police are there, aren't they? Cash at Rose, and there's the driver, and there's all this discussion, breathalyzing, all this very fast, dramatic stuff happening. It's and so we, it's a drink drive accident. The patient's dead, and Xander pops at him. He just red mist. I don't know what happens. Xander jumps up and he just goes for the driver, doesn't he? This is your fault. I hope you're not in jail. He's dead because of you. You were drinking, and we see all these, directorial, flashbacks and, of and alcohol and funny sounds, when he's overhearing the conversation and all the rest of it. Is Xander cut out for his job, Sophie?
Well, that's what Rose was saying to Cash, wasn't it, afterwards? I'm not sure. I mean, it doesn't seem like he copes well with trauma, does it? And it's a traumatic job, isn't it? It's not always going to be a happy ending, get the person to hospital and, they end up being okay. He is going to get these scenarios where it doesn't go very well.
He loses the patient. Yeah. And when we read this in the first look at the end of last week's podcast, we were saying, okay, so up until that point, we know a little bit about Xander's past relationship, ABO, a bit of a stalkery type vibe going on. He's been way too involved in his patients. But up to this point, his patients have been female, and we've been drawing an inference and going with it, haven't we? And then now we said, didn't we, that this is it? Perhaps it was the actual event itself that's bringing something up for him, not the patient.
Yes, I wondered whether something maybe had happened in the past, either to him or to someone he knew, or I don't know. That every time he sees something similar, because it's, I don't know, apart from that one where it was in the surf club and that woman collapsed in pain, the 2 out of the 3 have been car accidents, haven't they? So I was thinking, is it something to do with car accidents? Has he been in a car accident? Has he seen a really awful one in the past that he's not got over? I don't know. I can't quite piece together what it is.
Yeah, same. It's some and is it alcohol as well?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
is there some sort of...
was Logan breathalyzed? I think he was, wasn't he?
Yeah, Logan was. And there was it was quite a blink and you miss it line later on when he's talking to Rose about it back at the apartment. And he says, I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I don't do this. This is how I cope. So I'm just wondering whether it's everything you've said and maybe alcohol. I'm sure we'll find out soon. But I'm ready for it. I want to find out.
Yeah. I'm hoping there's more to it, because if they just leave it like this, I've still got questions.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. We need to know what's gone on. And when later on, because what's happened here is Rose has tried to talk to him, like you say, after the event. He's not listening. She can't get through to him. Both her and Cash, who are now besties after this event, have seen that his behaviour wasn't quite right, and he's sort of secluded himself back at the house. She's gone home. Because he's got his headphones on, he's listening to angry rock music. So she's broke the door in and surprised him. Which was a bit awkward. And didn't he fix that rapid? I thought, blimey, he's put that back on. Fix that lock rapid. And this is, when I say, I don't drink, I don't do this, and she's sort of goading him, isn't she? And she's saying, you're bottling it up. Something's not right. Takes his top off and he's full of tats. Now, not what I was expecting, I'm going to be honest.
Not what I was expecting either. And I don't think it's a very valid coping method, is it?
No, I mean, I don't know. What's he going to do?
I mean,
he's got a long career ahead of
I
him.
was going to say, what is he, 25, 30 at the most? And how many patients has he lost? 4. So how many tattoos can he get over his career? Unless he changes career because he isn't fit to be a paramedic. I don't know.
He's run out of space.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit odd, wasn't it? A little bit borderline laughable, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think if this is their idea to kind of explain to us why the actor has got tattoos so that he can take his top off on the beach, then I think this is a bit of a convoluted storyline just to tie it all together.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just piecing stuff together, but I'm not going with it. I'm not Jenny Aniston this one.
No. It's a bit weak, isn't it? We'll have to see how it pans out. It's a bit weak at the minute. What did you text me during the week about if a certain doctor was still around?
I know. I was saying she was like, if Dr. Logan was still here, we'd have a diagnosis of PTSD for Xander, wouldn't we? This is not normal. This is not how you cope with the trauma. He is traumatized.
Mm-hmm.
He's got PTSD. He needs counselling and medication, probably not tattoos. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just. It just doesn't. I mean, like Rose and Cash were talking about it because Rose went back to Cash and said he's covered in tattoos and he seems to get a tattoo every time he loses a patient. And she said it's weird. And Cash said, yeah, but you see people like army vets do this. Yeah, they have PTSD, Cash.
Yeah. So, I know.
It's not normal.
Yeah, that is quite serious. I was saying the same thing. I was like, yeah, and that's like because it's really messed them up.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh
God.
I don't think this is normal. I think Rose was right. It's normal to get a tribute tattoo for somebody that you knew, loved, etc. If they pass away, that's normal. Nobody would blink an eye at that, But getting a tattoo for someone that you've just known for 5 minutes, it doesn't make sense.
No, I agree. And Rose says that to him, actually. Yeah. She says, yeah, if it was your family, fair enough. That's not normal. Did she say not normal? That's not right.
She said it was weird.
Yeah. I mean, Cash isn't the only person Rose is speaking to either, because Tex managed a wardrobe change. Happy Tex. Back in, and he's with Rose, and she's sort of, and he's being all nice again. The Tex that I liked at the beginning, that Marilyn liked, that Rue likes, that even Alf was impressed with. Yeah. And and he's offering her advice, and they're chatting away, and she's offloading on him and chin, and where was I going with that point? I don't know. I've lost it. Why am I losing everything all the time?
Were you going to say what Tex said to her, or?
Oh, that's it. Yeah, because she was going to bail on the date with Tex, wasn't she?
Yeah.
But, because he said, "Oh, want to hang out with you," and he says, "Go give Xander some TLC, just being dead nice, and and she says to him, "Well, when he was younger, he was fun, something." Rose is piecing this together.
Yeah.
There's been an incident, but you would think she would be able to pinpoint it, being as close as they say they are. Really.
Yeah, but do you remember when they first arrived? They were talking about how one of them was it Xander went away for uni? One of them moved away from the family home.
Oh yeah, they did.
So there was a few years where they weren't living in the same, not even in the same house. I don't think they were even living in the same place, like the same area.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you've got a good memory, actually. Yeah.
I think so.
One of them was explaining the home. They were doing it to Jasmine, weren't they? They were explaining the home situation and whether they'd all been together, because Jasmine was getting jealous.
Because I think Rose had said something like she hadn't seen her dad that much before he died.
There we go. Okay. So we might even learn a little bit more about the family as a wider family.
Yeah.
I'm interested. So it's about time, It's about time we learn more.
I'm glad there's something else happening, because to be honest, I was losing interest because of the fact that Jasmine was gone, and all we had was this Rose and Cash thing, which I was getting really bored of. And I was thinking, why are they still in the bay? They're not doing anything now that Jasmine's gone. But if they are starting to flesh them out a bit more and give us something to latch on to. I need to care about them, otherwise I get bored.
Yeah, it's spot on. We were saying just on here that there's a gaping big thing missing, and it's Jasmine. You know, so yeah, I agree. And this, even if this just diverts us for a bit, at least it's something we want to know about.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, definitely.
But Alf is in a foul mood.
I loved it.
Foul mood.
Do you want to talk about it? No.
He's even snapping at Irene. I thought, oh gosh.
And Marilyn's like, all right, Mr. Stewart, like just running past him. Like, don't have a go at me.
It's like shuffling past. Ducking and diving.
Mr. Stewart. Love it.
Well, it's actually Maz that suggests maybe something else is going on. Rue. You know, he's not himself. So, and she does suggest that maybe Rue calls Martha to find out what has got him so highly strung, and that she does, and she comes back looking like she's seen a ghost. It's like, calm down, love. She's learnt that Martha's told Alf just before he's come back to the bay for Theo, and then for Neek's bravery award, and then Neek didn't even bother.
Oh, no.
So that wound him up. But just before he left to do that, Martha's told him that she never wants to come back to Summer Bay.
Oh.
She wants to stay in Merimbula.
The bloody cheek of the woman.
Selfish cow, isn't she?
I'm furious. I'm actually furious. I don't know how Rue's so cool about it. Like, the woman pretended to be dead for most of her life, came back and got a kidney off her, and now she's buggered off again. I'm sorry. I would not be having it.
I wouldn't.
Oh, dear.
Should have asked the surgeon to put a tag on that kidney, so it's got to be back in Summer Bay by 9.
Yeah, honestly. Like the trolleys at the supermarket where you can't take them off the car park.
Oh yeah. Just a break. When she goes past the "thank you for visiting Summer Bay" sign.
Yeah, they just conk out. Bonk. She just can't move. That's what they should have done. Definitely.
I agree. Yeah. I think this is beyond cheeky for that reason. You know, with Rue and the transplant and everything Rue's gone through, but also to ask Alf to give it up, to give his life up with Rue. Yeah. To give his life up with his friends and his business and his house, and he's been here his whole life in Summer Bay, and you know, to marry him and then decide this is where I want to stay. Now we don't know the conversation that they've had. That's happened off screen down in Merimbula.
Yeah.
Kieran stepping up to the plate. Would you believe?
I know. We're not even out to believe it.
So we don't know what has been said, do we? You know, it could be she's happy with their relationship being separate.
Yeah.
You know, lots of especially older relationships do that. You know, they keep things separate, and that might be happy. But Alf, does he say something? You know, you were supposed to be with your wife.
He says, "What's the point of being married if you're not together?" Didn't he, or something like that?
That's it. Yeah. I do feel for her now because she's put him in this position where she's asking him to choose between everything he'd known forever.
Yeah. It's horrible. It's so. I'm livid. I'm livid. She can't take Mr. Stewart away from me. I'm sorry, it's not happening.
Do you think he would seriously consider it and go?
I think he would have to. He'd have to, wouldn't he? Because we've been saying for ages that through the whole kidney affair that's been happening, he's been saying Martha's the love of my life, hasn't he? Which has grated on us because we're like, what about Elsa? You know, like, what about all the other history that you've got in the Bay, Alf? Why is it just Martha? And I'm still not really keen on Martha personally. So I find her really, really flaky. But if she is genuinely the love of his life, he can't just say no. He's going to have to give it some thought, isn't he?
Yes, but I think his draw to the place and what makes it special He's great. And I thought the same as you until that scene where Justin sort of makes him go home with him.
Yes.
And it's a really nice scene, actually. And Alf sort of says, you know, I've got to do what makes my wife happy, you know, and I've got to do this and I've got to do that. And I thought, but at some point here, Alf, someone's going to ask you about your happiness.
I know. And that's it.
You
I
know.
want him to be happy, but is he going to be happy in the Bay without Martha? I don't know.
Will he move there and just drop by for holidays to the Bay? You know?
Possibly, yeah. What's going to happen to the bait shop and the caravan and Rue? And I mean, not being funny, but Rue is like a middle-aged woman who can't do anything without her parents involved.
Also, no one's really, I mean, some of the diner girls did it afterwards, but like, no one's really asked Rue what she thinks about her mum back in her life and doesn't want to come up now, doesn't want to be there. No one's really, and she does say, I've not really thought about it, but she's, you know, been too busy trying to get my dad to ring him.
Yeah.
But, you know, she does say she's upset, to be fair to her, and I'm good on her. Well, I'm upset, you know, let's talk about it. Two T's.
Yeah.
You know, I feel the exact same thing as you. I think she's got an absolute nerve after all what's gone on.
Yeah, definitely.
Have we seen the end of her? Is this Martha gone out of the show?
Ooh, don't know. I honestly can't see where this is going because I genuinely can't see Alf leaving. Genuinely can't, because his life is in the Bay. So either we're going to have this halfway house where Alf, like you say, does a part-time sort of living in Summer Bay sometime and living in Merimbula the rest of the time, in which case would Martha ever come down on the weeks that he comes to the Bay? I don't know. I don't know. It's odd, isn't it? Or do they just cut their losses and break up? I can't see that happening either. I don't know. What do you think? What's your prediction?
No, I feel that like the same as you. We're at a massive crossroads here, and anything could happen.
Yeah.
I feel like they may come to some sort of part-time togetherness. Alf might not be too happy about it, and that could be a story, you know, with Alf struggling with that.
Yes.
If he splits his time, if he splits his time, he could then struggle with the time he's not with her. And then perhaps she would just stay off screen again.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Kieran never came back, did he? Not even during the kidney affair. So
no.
So I think Kieran's gone, isn't he? Basically. So is Martha going to be gone as well soon? I don't know.
And then because they're there and we're going to be talking about them all the time, that's places for characters to drive off to.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the space we'll end up. I can't see him leaving like this.
No,
I think they'll have to I think the only way Ray will leave home and away is in a box.
Yeah, and not even then, thankfully. I don't want him gone at all, ever. Just don't.
Well, Morag couldn't. She's still kicking around somewhere in the city, isn't she, Morag?
I'm glad they didn't write her out, actually, because I think that would have been awful.
I was just not going to mention his sister again, though. Like,
I don't know. I don't think I should have. I'm glad they didn't kill her off on the show. But yeah,
that's another podcast. That's a whole other hour podcast.
That is.
Don't get me started. Don't set me up. In a nutshell, Martha is selfish.
She is. She is. Yeah.
So Lyric the back, you mentioned before.
There's a lyric class.
The whole of the UK sort of swayed earlier because that many eyes rolled when they came back on screen.
I didn't. I quite like them. I think they're quite good fun.
Yeah, they do lighten the mood a bit, don't they? Especially to the danger of the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
But the back, and obviously we've got this proposition. This Mac and Flick had obviously agreed. You know, let's give them a regular slot, get some money in.
Yeah.
And Flick needs to pitch this to them. So she gets them to the house, finally knuckles them all down because they're like here, there, and everywhere, and you can't keep up with who's doing what. Gets them all in the room, and straight away Bob's a no, isn't he? Bob's just, as per Bob,
Snobby,
knob.
knobby Bob. He's a snob. He's a knob. He's Bob. Sorry, I'm on one now. He's got his own jingle.
Oh, just give it a rest, mate. Do you know what I mean?
God.
I do quite like that Demi is
Remy. Remy.
I do quite like that Demi gives him a bit of back chat.
Yeah, and Eden, to be fair, they're both sort of like, oh, your ego, get over yourself, and all this sort of. I feel sorry for Kirby though. She's literally stuck between a rock and a knob, isn't she?
Yeah.
Like she's the deciding vote in all of the votes, and she's obviously dating Bob, but she wants to do the stuff that Eden and Remy want to do. But yeah, it's a mess, isn't it?
It's a complete mess. All the gang, they want to do it. Flick's offered them this amazing deal. They're going to get loads of cash. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They've still got the freedom. They're not tied down. They can try out new stuff, not have to pay for studio. All the good cons of just turning up every fortnight.
As much tequila as you want.
Yeah. Pizza, you name it. You know, even a cut of the takings.
Yeah.
You know, it's a really good deal, and they'd be mad not to. And you know what? They can just cut and run whenever they want. You know, and they're complaining they've got no cash. You know,
if they get a better deal, they can go, can't they? But this is like a stopgap. They don't have any money coming in. This will give them money, which they're not paying out immediately because they're going to sleep at Flick's house. They're not paying for accommodation, so it's just free money.
Everyone's a winner. Yeah, everyone's a winner for now. You know, and then not forever. You know,
no,
so
not forever. But
makes sense. Well, Curbs, she does sort of. She just sign him up. We'll do it. You know. Oh, was it Eden who said that? I can't remember.
Oh, Eden.
Was it Eden?
Remy Demi.
Right. Yeah. So they agreed to it. So, I suppose now we're probably going to see them sort of try and convince the other two. You know, because the band there's a definite divide in the band, 2 and 2.
Well, yeah, because while that was going on, so Eden and Remy were saying yes to Flick, weren't they? And we'll talk them round. Don't worry about it. While that's going on, we've got Bob and Kirby on the beach, and Bob's trying to convince her to run away.
Yeah, literally. We can get new musicians. You've got the music, I've got the voice.
Yeah, because she writes the songs, doesn't she? So Kirby's the keyboard player, but she also seems to write the lyrics, and then Bob sings them. Bob doesn't really do anything else, though, does he? I don't know why he's so.
Bob likes himself.
He does. I think he's shirking his response. Like, he's literally just singing something that someone else has written. What else does he bring to the band? He doesn't write the songs. He doesn't play the music. He literally just sings what someone else has written. I think he's a bit full of himself to think he's so irreplaceable.
Eden agrees with her because she's like, oh, this is your ego again.
Yeah.
You know. So I just thought, this is not a band that are on the same page, working as a team, grafting, working their way up. This is a band that's about to split.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. I did see a headline as well saying Lyric lose a member, so I think Bob must go.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
It's a spoiler, but yeah, I don't think Bob's a permanent, thank God, because I can't stand him.
No, he's the one that I like the least, but I quite like the storyline because at least it gives us something to talk about and focus on. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, rather than them just playing music and being happy.
Yes. Basically. Yeah.
I was thinking tonight as well, because I was just thinking, oh, God, now they're going to be staying at Casa Parata all the time, and Tane's not even seen this yet.
No.
And I thought, I wonder if, though, the way that Tane might be more open to them staying is because there'll be people around the house.
Yes, I was thinking that. Guard Chloe and everybody else. Yeah.
We're on the same wavelength, you and I.
And maybe Remy or whatever his name is will sort of help scare the bikers away. I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, because he's said a bit more and come out with shell a bit more this time, this visit.
Yeah. Yes.
Last time it was Nobby Bob, but Demi's made me laugh a little bit.
I quite like him. Yeah.
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 You love him.
I think he's
Stop being modest. You love him.
I think he's nice.
So we'll see. The gigs kick off next week. Will Bob be there? It'll probably be the big question over the coming days.
Yeah.
Right, that's the end of where we're up to for so far this week. I've enjoyed that, actually, just talk about all that then.
Yeah.
Like, there's some good stuff happening concurrently at the minute.
Yeah, I like it. I know, like I say, I think some people have gone off the show at the moment, and that's fair enough, but I'm still enjoying it. I want to see the end of the Tex Vikey storyline, and I am enjoying Lyric, I'll be honest. Yeah.
There we go. We're enjoying it. What do you think? Get in touch with us on our social media, Twitter and Instagram at Coastal News Pod. We'd love to hear your thoughts about what you think about Home and Away at the moment. We're really enjoying everything, really. Even Alf, Mr. Stewart, to you, wanting to leave the day.
Oh, I'm not really enjoying that, but yeah.
Rue will stop him. Rue will stop him, don't you?
Yeah. If she doesn't, I'm getting on a plane.
Right, do you want your first look?
I do, yes.
Let's give this a go. We didn't do too bad with it last week.
I was going to say, it wasn't as cryptic last week, but you never know.
Let's give it a go. Mackenzie glams up for a new guy.
Ooh.
No, my initial thoughts are sinking one.
Is it Remy Demi?
Or is it not just a... All right, I'm taking that like a random new one.
Oh, a brand new guy. I was going to say, because I'm trying to think who is in the bay that is single that she hasn't already dated.
Well, I'll come back to you when you've thought of someone. Yeah.
Just Remy.
Yeah. Okay, maybe. And he was sort of giving her the old slap and tickle last week, wasn't he?
Well, he had an eye on Ziggy as well, didn't he? I think he's got an eye on everybody.
Yeah. Anything within 3 meters. Yeah. He knows what he wants. Yeah. Is Alf leaving Summer Bay for good?
No.
Lyric wins a gig but loses a star. Say, that'll be Bob.
Bye, Bob.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Ta-ra. Ta-ra. A Summer Bay star is born. Now.
Oh, we know what this is going to be. If Nobby Bob is going, we've got another singer who said to Chloe, "Oh, it's my dream to be in a band."
Conveniently, that's my childhood dream.
Either that or just Justin, because Justin cracks out the guitar every now and again, doesn't he?
And there's video evidence online of Tane singing the theme tune.
There is. So, and drumming. Yeah.
And drumming. So, realistically, though, it's Theo in it.
It's Theo, yeah.
What do you make of that?
I don't know. I think I'll have to wait and see it played out, because although I like the idea of the dynamic of the band, because it gives us something, an interesting sort of that dynamic of friendship and control and all of that sort of stuff. I'm not that keen on the music. So it makes me cringe a little bit. But we'll have to wait and see. What about you?
My toes are curling a bit.
Yeah.
Because, you're just like, ooh. The singing, when it's in the past as well, I've had other characters that have sang on the show. And it's just so out of place for me.
Yeah.
I know it's probably great that they're musicians as well as actors, and they can amalgamate the two. But for me, it never really sits right with me. I didn't mind Lyric playing at the launch last week, because that sort of would make sense, a live band at a restaurant launch,
gig, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was fun. It's when characters that I know,
they just launch into song like it's a musical.
Burst out. Yeah. And then I'm a bit like, oh my god. However, if there ever was Home and Away the musical, I would go and watch that. But like, ooh.
You know when you watched a TV show that has like a random musical episode? I think Family Guy did one, and a few other ones have done it. It might have been Simpsons, I don't know. There's been a few, but they always feel really weird, and I don't enjoy those episodes where suddenly everyone starts singing. And
I don't. They yank you right out of
yeah,
the pretend the story.
yeah,
and I think that does that here with Theo, because I know he's from, was it The Voice or something? I know he's a singer.
Yeah, Voice Australia.
So,
yeah.
You know, when there's been times when him and Justin have been doing the guitar and they've had a little sing-song, it just takes me out of the Summer Bay story. It just yanks me right out of it, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just not for me. So I think I'm going to struggle with him joining the band, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, because we've seen him as he is. We've seen him before the band, so it's when they change it up. I can't. Yeah. I know there's a TV episode of something that went musical, and it's just awful for the whole thing. And I can't remember what it was. I think it was back in the 90s. And it just makes me think of that because I just didn't enjoy it. It just freaked me out. I was like, why are they all singing? This is... I don't like it. Yeah. We'll see. I know, I'm trying to keep an open mind, but I'm not sure.
As long as it doesn't end up being like Home and Away to come Glee or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. That it's just going to be every episode someone's going to be singing or... I don't know.
Yeah. Bit worried. Let's see. Ziggy and Justin clash over Theo's dreams. Okay.
This is the apprenticeship thing, is it?
Yeah, he doesn't want to focus on that.
Yes, because he wants to be in the band now, not being a mechanic.
And Ziggy's give up a lot.
Oh dear. You can do both, can't he?
Felicity brings her boss woman game to Salt.
I want to see that.
She's probably got an outfit for it as well.
Is she going to dress like Mac? Because Mac's got the business lady suit thing going on, hasn't she?
Yeah, I quite like Mac's dress sense.
Yeah, she looks good.
And she doesn't dress too young.
No, yeah, she dresses for her character and age, doesn't she?
Yeah. The bikies refuse to negotiate.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Tane rescues an endangered Chloe.
Oh.
Ooh. As Theo gets a life-changing call.
Ooh.
Okay. Many questions there on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Many a question. Endangered Chloe. One of the bikies got her.
He must have kidnapped her or something. Yeah. They can keep her.
I was about to say that.
Oh well, never mind. There's your 200 grand. Keep her. Sorry, Chloe.
I'll raise you 150 and Chloe. You've got a deal.
I'll pay you to take her. Sorry.
Rose gets suspicious of Tex. Maybe
Finally.
she's seen. I know, yeah. Maybe she's seen Tex and thought,
Maybe she's seen his bad boy jacket in the wardrobe. What's this? And he puts it on. It's like Superman and Clark Kent puts the jacket on. Oh, you're the baddie.
It's running the wash. Something really, wouldn't it? Yeah. Tane protects his family. It looks like it's kicking off, doesn't it? Tane protects his family. Nico breaks Bella's.
Oh. Well, at least there's a conclusion to that story.
I know, yeah. It needs to happen, that, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
It needs to happen. Finally, Rose investigates Tex/Tax. Irene's family dinner oh gosh, she finally got people around to this dinner. Irene's family dinner blows up in her face.
Whose family? Who's their family?
Xander admits he's got a problem.
Oh, good. Okay.
Got all that to look forward to next week. It looks like it's going to be a kick-off, a royal kick-off.
Brilliant.
Well, thanks very much, Sophie, once again for joining
Thank you.
me. You're welcome.
Enjoyed it.
Me too. And if you enjoyed listening along with us, you can like, subscribe, and rate and review this episode wherever you get your podcast from. Thanks very much for joining us. Anything else to add, Sophie, before we shoot?
No, I don't think so. I think you've got it covered there. Yeah, just tweet us on the hashtag. There we go.
Yes, and join in the conversation. We love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Enjoy your weeks. We'll be back next week with another, and have a lovely long bank holiday weekend if you're in the UK.
Can't wait. Yeah. Brilliant.
Bye.
Bye.